Hello and welcome. This is Wendy, and you are watching November's exclusive Stampin' Anonymous videos. If you're receiving this and you're watching this, it's because you got the Stampin' Anonymous tutorials for placing an order with me. This is what they look like when they're all printed out. I do recommend you print them out. You could get a binder and 3-hole punch them and keep them in a binder so that each month when you order from me, you can save them and have them so that you can create cute projects all throughout the year. So we're going to start with this step panel card, and my sweet friend Rachel Tessman created this project, and I'm actually going to make these for my Christmas cards. I just got my daughter's little photos from school. She had her what do they call them, school portraits done, and so I'm using those on these because I thought, oh, that's a perfect thing to use the wallets for. So I'm scoring on all the lines where Rachel says to score, and folding everything and getting it all set up. Now, FYI, I'm not going over in the video with you the measurements because it's all provided in the tutorial. So please just refer to the tutorial for the measurements, but I thought I would do a video that gives you a visual on how it all goes together, because sometimes that helps. It's not always, let's see, how do I say this? I am a very visual learner. So for me, I could watch a video on how somebody's putting something together if I have the measurements written down, and then I can put them together very easily. When I have to read the instructions on how to put something together, it takes me longer to figure it out. So FYI, that's why I'm doing a video for a few of the projects. Not all of them, because frankly, some of them are really self-explanatory and don't need a lot of help. But these few that I showed you, I thought I would just do so that you could see how they went together. So here you can see it's important that you flatten this down and tuck that piece under, and then this will pop up. You see that, how that works? So make sure you do it that way. So you're going to score, and then you're going to fold it flat, tuck that piece under, and then pop it up. Okay, so my next thing here is to stamp this sentiment. This is from the Merry Christmas to All stamp set. Again, all the item numbers and items are listed on the tutorial, so it's very easy to go ahead and get that information off those tutorials. And I'm just going to layer this Sahara sand piece onto this glimmer paper after I've stamped it with Mary Merlot. And that will go on the top of my card. So I was just looking at the instructions here. Now, I want to tell you, I've not made this before. I'm doing this video, I'm making this as I'm watching, okay? So, or reading. So, and as you're watching. So it's not like I've created this before. I'm literally reading the instructions as we go and figuring out how to put the project together. So I've got my trimmer, and I have to score at the 1/2 inch mark and then at the 1.5 inch mark. And this is going to be the second little step piece that will go over the front. And obviously you can see here it kind of creates the same fold that we've already created with the first piece. And so I'm just going to remove all my adhesive and put this together. So one of the cool things about these tutorials is they are created by 6 different people. I'm one of them, and then there's 5 others of us. And I honestly feel like we have such a really awesome group. There's just, we work well together, and we have a great time together, and every single woman who's part of this tutorial bundle is so talented. And so it's just an honor to get to work with them. I really enjoyed working with them. Okay, so if you're really anal, you could measure and make sure that this is exactly in the center. I am not. So I just eyeball it, and then I'm tucking that piece under again and pushing down that flap. And then there you can see, now I've got this cute little flap made. Here you could either put a photo or you could put a sentiment, whatever you wanted to do. You could put your photo on the back. I chose to put my photo on the front because I envision sending this out to family members, and I want the photo to pop up on the front of this card so that they can set the photo up and have a picture of my sweet girl sitting up during their holiday season, and they could save this if they wanted and set it out later. I'm thinking grandparents probably. And then they just have this really sweet picture. And it just so happens that she was wearing a dress that is the exact same color as this cardstock. I swear to y'all, I swear to y'all, I swear to y'all, I did not plan that. It was just coincidence. But how great did that work out, I ask you? The blue background is not my favorite. Like, kind of wishing now I would have done a Sahara sand type background on her photo, because they did have one that was kind of a grayish background. But oh well, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Not a huge deal. So now I'm going to put down all of these snowflakes, and these are cut from that I can't think of the name of it. Hold on, I'm gonna look. I'm going to look. We have time. This video is like almost 20 minutes long, so I can just scroll through and look. Blizzard Thinlit die. So I ran the Blizzard Thinlit die through using the glimmer paper, and then punched out a whole bunch of snowflakes so that I have plenty to use for future cards. Okay, so then you just have this one piece to go on the back. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to print up just a little quick note about our year and add it to the back as well. But that's it. It's all finished. Isn't that cute? I just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. In case you were wondering, I love it. So the one thing that Rachel added is she did a bow right on top, kind of like where, on top of my daughter's head, basically. I chose not to do that. I didn't think it was necessary. So anyway, I didn't do it. All right, so here is the next project. Now, this one has a measurement missing. So you're supposed to score at 6 1/4 and then at 7. And that wasn't written. You see, I pause here because I'm reading the instructions like I told you. And so then I just looked at the photo and I figured it out. So I am going to message about this to make sure that it gets fixed, hopefully. But yeah, you need to score at 6 1/4 and then again at 7. And then that will create all your folds. And then you can fold like a little peak in the center, and then you'll see as I go. I'm still figuring it out right here. I'm doing the math. I'm like 1/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch. This one was 3/4, and then I'm figuring the math out, and then voila, 7 inches. Takes me a minute. I'm not real quick, people. I'm not real quick. So, so here you need to fold so that the center piece comes up like a little peak in the middle. And then the top piece is going to fold over and fold down, and it's creating like a little gift pouch. So you could put a packet of tea in here. You could do a plastic bag with some candies in it. A gift card would be cute in the center of here. Lots and lots of things. I'm corner rounding a couple of these with my chomper. If you don't have a corner rounder, Stampin' Up! Does have one with the trio punch, but I frankly didn't think to use it. So I just used the one that I could grab quickly. Okay, so then I'm using this gorgeous ribbon and tying a little bow, and it's going to get attached to that galvanized clip, and that galvanized clip is what is going to keep this entire project together at the top, which is kind of cool. So anyway, I'm gonna fiddle with this bow until I get it just the way I want it, and then add glue dots to the back of it and adhere it to the galvanized clip, which will then go on the top of this little bag piece. And I actually put it on there prematurely. I should have waited because it really is what kind of holds the bag together. But at any rate, that's fine. It's not a big deal. So once I did the top, I just added this little panel piece, and then I'm going to do my stamping. So super cute stamp set. I love this farmhouse Christmas stamp set. And I'm using this little sentiment here that has the Merry Christmas in the center. And it's such a sweet set and sentiment. I just love it. Anyway, I'm going to use my Post-it note tape to mask off the top and bottom of the sentiment first, because I just want to stamp the Merry Christmas on this part. So I'm just going to remove that masking, and then I'm going to stamp my Merry Christmas. Then I'm going to go and ink up the whole thing and stamp it on this square. And I realized that I stamp it at an angle. So I debated for 2 seconds, and then I flipped it over and stamped again. I was like, should I just go with this? And then no, I was like, no, it's not going to look good. So I'm using adhesive and adding it to the center of the scallop square, and then I'm going to use dimensionals to pop up the Merry Christmas in the center of this square. So super simple and cute to make. And when you make your little baggie that goes inside this, or your tea bag or whatever, you can kind of just shove it up inside the part that has the galvanized clip, and it will hold it in the middle of this little favor thing. All right, so I'm using a piece of tear and tape adhesive and going to add it just to the top, or the lid, or the closure piece. So that's what holds it all together. All right, moving on to the next thing. This is the one I created. This is my tutorial. I found these magnetic list pads at Target for $1. So I bought a whole bunch of them, and I actually got them last Christmas. They are 6x8, so you could use any notepad that's 6x8. And I actually got them after last Christmas because I like to get all the sales. So I think I ended up paying like 25 cents for these, which is so awesome. So tip for you, if you don't already, go do a little after Christmas shopping, and don't just think of the big stuff. Purchase some things that are like this, like small things that you could create little projects with. Because I'm going to give this to a couple of my, good gosh, I can't talk, I swear. I'm going to give these to a couple of my friends. So one of them is going to go in the mail here in a couple days, and then the other one I'm not sure what I'm going to do with, but anyway, I'm scored at 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch on this bigger piece of cardstock. And then I'm adding my tear and tape adhesive on one end that has the 1/4 inch score. And then I'm going to add it to the back of this piece, and that's going to create my little folder for the notepad. And on my tear and tape, I'm just folding it over because it was a little bit wider than my scored area. So I'm just folding it over with my thumb. And then I'm going to add this piece, and that will make my folder that will hold my notepad. So super simple, right? All right, so now I can remove the tear and tape adhesive from the back of my notepad and put it down inside the little folder that I've just created. Also, just to share with you, if you're like, okay, that's great, Wendy, I don't know where I would get these notepads. I'm not sure I could find them that are 6x8. You can totally make a couple of little pockets to go on the inside of this and fill it with other stuff. So you could put gift cards, you could put money, you could put little hot chocolate packets, pens or pencils. So don't fret, there's lots of things you could actually do with this little thing. And then I'm using tear and tape to adhere this to the front only because it's got that, the stripes have the flocking on it, and I was kind of afraid it wouldn't hold with regular snail adhesive. So I took it a step further and I added that tear and tape. And then here I used the regular adhesive. Now you can see that this design is different. I'm using different patterns for this one. And I'm even going to do this differently. I decided I was going to heat emboss Merry Christmas on here using the stamp set that we've already used. Because I just thought it would be cute instead of doing the whole Santa and elf and coloring all of that. So you can keep it as simple or as complicated as you want to. There are no rules. So you do what makes you happy. You do you. And I just wanted to show you a couple of different options with the design of this. So I'm flicking off my excess powder, and then I have to go off camera and heat emboss and set that sentiment, which is adorable. Just saying, adorable. All right, so after I heat emboss that, I'm going to trim one end to kind of look like a flag or a ribbon, and then the other end will be flat and it'll kind of go across the front of here. And just, you could use these notepads for anything. Christmas lists, wish lists, grocery shopping lists, whatever. And I don't care that it says Merry Christmas. Somebody could use it all year long. If I give it to them at Christmas, they'll just be reminded of me all year as they use up their notepad. Just saying. Okay, so I decided to add a whole bunch of dimensional stuff here to the back because, again, this paper that I'm adhering it to has that flocking on it, and my concern with that is that it won't stick as well. So I want to make sure I use lots of adhesive pieces. All right, so there are my 3 projects, guys. I decided to do the video with 3 projects instead of all 6 because, frankly, you don't want an hour video, I'm sure. And I totally feel confident that you can figure these tutorials out because they're written so well. But I thought, you know, having an exclusive video is just fun. It really is, isn't it? So here's the 3 projects. Aren't they so cute? And we did this in I did all of these projects in 27 minutes. Not kidding. 27 minutes, people. All right. If you want to see other videos from me, click on either one that you see here. Click the circle with my face to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for ordering from me. I appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing day. Check back soon. Bye-bye.